Welcome to IQD Dinar News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. When the central bank, in this case, the Central Bank of Iraq, seeks to withdraw excess liquidity, it is undertaking an action aimed at reducing the amount of money circulating within the economy. To break this down, excess liquidity refers to the surplus amount of currency, in this instance, the Iraqi dinar, that exists in the financial system beyond what is necessary for normal transactions and economic activities. If there is too much money in the system, it can cause inflationary pressure because too many dinars are chasing too few goods and services. In such cases, the central bank steps in to control the money supply to maintain price stability and economic equilibrium. The process of withdrawing excess liquidity, or what is sometimes referred to as a mopping up operation, usually involves central banks using various monetary tools. These tools can include selling government bonds, raising interest rates, or using open market operations. When the Central Bank of Iraq absorbs or removes excess dinars from the economy, the supply of the currency diminishes. As a result, there is a basic principle of economics that comes into play: supply and demand. In a simplified sense, when the supply of dinar is reduced while demand remains constant or increases, the value of the currency tends to appreciate. This is because the currency becomes scarcer, and scarcity often drives up the value of an asset. Think of it like any other commodity or asset: if there's less of it available in the market, people are often willing to pay more for it. So, in this case, as the Central Bank of Iraq takes dinars out of circulation, the dinar becomes more valuable over time, assuming other economic conditions are stable or improving. One of the primary goals of reducing excess liquidity is to control inflation. Inflation occurs when too much money is circulating in the economy, driving up the prices of goods and services. If the Central Bank of Iraq is able to reduce the amount of money in circulation, it helps keep inflation under control by stabilizing prices. This also helps maintain purchasing power for the general public, as their dinar holds its value better when there isn't an oversupply of currency. In other words, if the currency value stays stable or even appreciates, people can buy more with their dinar. Additionally, when the note count is reduced, meaning fewer physical currency notes are in circulation, it also contributes to increasing the currency's value. This concept revolves around the basic understanding that currency, like any other financial asset, follows the laws of supply and demand. By reducing the number of notes, the central bank is effectively making each remaining note more valuable. The reduced note count doesn't necessarily mean that people or businesses are left without enough money. Rather, it means that excess, unneeded currency is being removed from circulation to promote stability and enhance the value of the currency. Another aspect to consider is how this action aligns with broader monetary policy goals. Central banks, including the Central Bank of Iraq, are typically focused on maintaining economic stability, controlling inflation, and fostering economic growth. By managing the money supply carefully, the bank can help to create an environment conducive to sustainable growth. With less excess money floating around in the economy, businesses and consumers are less likely to experience the negative effects of inflation, such as rising costs for goods and services. This contributes to a more stable economic environment, which can be beneficial for both domestic and international investors. For the Iraqi dinar specifically, efforts to reduce excess liquidity may also have implications for its exchange rate on the global market. If the currency becomes more valuable domestically due to a reduction in supply, it could eventually lead to a higher exchange rate relative to other currencies. This is particularly important in the context of Iraq's broader economic goals, which may include stabilizing its currency and fostering international trade and investment. A stronger dinar would mean that Iraq could import goods more cheaply, as its currency would have more purchasing power in international markets. It's important to note that central banks have to be careful when they implement these policies. If they withdraw too much liquidity too quickly, it could cause unintended negative effects, such as slowing down economic growth or even causing deflation. Deflation, which is the opposite of inflation, occurs when prices start to fall, leading to reduced consumer spending and economic stagnation. Therefore, the Central Bank of Iraq must balance its efforts to control liquidity with the need to support ongoing economic growth. The removal of excess liquidity is a delicate process that requires constant monitoring of economic indicators and careful adjustment of monetary policy tools. The central bank must keep a close eye on inflation rates, unemployment, economic output, and other factors to ensure that its actions are having the desired effect without causing unintended consequences. As mentioned earlier, reducing the note count can be a significant factor in enhancing the currency's value. This action is tied directly to the principles of supply and demand. By taking steps to reduce the number of dinars in circulation, the central bank is effectively reducing the supply of currency. When supply decreases and demand remains stable or increases, the price, or in this case, the value of the dinar, is likely to rise. This is a basic principle that has held true in economic systems for centuries, and it applies to currencies just as it does to goods and services. Furthermore, reducing excess liquidity can also strengthen confidence in the currency. When people and businesses see that the central bank is actively managing the money supply and taking steps to control inflation, they are more likely to have faith in the currency's stability. This can lead to increased demand for the dinar, both domestically and internationally. Investors, in particular, may view the dinar as a more attractive investment if they believe that the currency is likely to appreciate in value over time. This can further drive up demand and contribute to the currency's overall strength. In conclusion, when the Central Bank of Iraq removes excess liquidity from the economy by taking in dinar, it is engaging in a process that can have far-reaching implications for the value of the currency. By reducing the amount of dinar in circulation, the central bank helps to stabilize prices, control inflation, and enhance the currency's value. This is based on the fundamental economic principle of supply and demand, where reducing supply while maintaining or increasing demand leads to an appreciation in value. This process, when managed effectively, can contribute to a more stable and prosperous economy, benefiting not only the domestic population but also international investors and trade partners. However, it is a complex process that requires careful consideration and constant adjustment to ensure that it supports the broader goals of economic stability and growth. Thanks for tuning in to IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.